For the cut paper sugar skull assignment, you need one sheet of paper, a regular pencil with an eraser, a pair of scissors, and some kind of colorful art material. To start, we're going to take our paper and hold it tall ways. We're going to take the right hand edge and fold it so that it lines up with our left hand edge and make a nice crease. It doesn't have to be completely perfect. I'm going to scooch my paper down so that you can see the top edge of my paper. Okay. I'm going to fold my top edge so that it lines up with my bottom edge and make a nice crease. Again, it does not have to be perfect. We're going to unfold this paper once. So the crease is there to show you where the middle of our tall, skinny rectangle is. With a pencil, on the side with the fold, not the side that opens. So if you've been following along with me exactly, your paper should open on your left hand and you should have the fold on your right. Near the very tippy top of your paper, almost at the top but not quite, we're going to make a little notch. I'm going to scooch my paper up past the halfway fold. About halfway between the halfway fold and the bottom of your paper, make another little notch. Just eyeball it. Lightly with my pencil, I'm going to draw a nice big curve. I'm going to almost come to the edge here on my open side of my paper. I'm going to curve down, sketching really lightly, and hit that other notch. So it's okay if it's not a perfect arc. I can see it's much lumpier on one side than the other. I'm keeping my lines nice and light and sketchy. This is going to be the back of our skull, so it's okay if you have a bunch of sketchy marks. You won't see it. It looks kind of like a big capital letter C. Okay? This is the cranium of our skull. On the bottom half of the paper, past where your C or your arc meets that middle crease, we're going to make a big capital letter L. So it's going to come down and then swing a hard right to the folded part of our paper. That's the jawbone. Just so we don't accidentally cut something we don't mean to, I'm going to erase this line right here. It's the interior curve of what was your big capital letter C. We're going to erase. On this fold, south of that center crease line, we're going to draw an upside down heart, but we're only going to draw half of it. We're going to come out and swing around, kind of like a big backwards capital J. So it's an upside down heart, but only half of it, like you would make for Valentine's Day. Okay? So this is half of a skull. We're going to cut this out. We're going to cut out the nasal cavity, and then we're going to construct the eye. So with your scissors, holding your paper carefully, cut along your line. It doesn't have to be perfect. Do your best. Follow the line as I'm cutting. I'm going to cut across. I'm going to put my scraps off to the side. I'm going to cut this half of a heart now. So I'm going to carefully follow my curves as I'm cutting. This would be easier with smaller scissors, but I can make it work with big scissors. I can unfold it to check my work. So if I unfold my skull, it doesn't have eyes yet, remember. If the top of the skull is too pointy for my liking, if that bothers me, I can trim it by doing this. So I can take my skull, fold it back in half, and sketch very lightly just across here, a little bit straighter across into the fold so it's less of a cone head, and cut that off. If it doesn't bother you, you can keep it. It's not wrong. It's just different. If you made an oops and you cut on the opening so you have two halves of a skull, that's okay. Try to keep them together while we do this next part, okay? So I've got my skull. It needs some eyes. We're gonna fold on that crease again. Okay. With my pencil, not too close to the edge here where the cheekbone is, maybe about a fingertip away, make a little mark. And again, near this corner on the upper right, about a fingertip away, make another notch. I'm going to curve down gradually, nice and light and sketchy, and then make the shape of an eye socket. I'm going to keep my paper folded together. I'm going to cut it out. So carefully following my lines, rotating my paper and the scissors. I'm going to cut the eye socket out. This is scrap. I can now get rid of it. I unfold my skull once and then twice. Got a pretty good looking skull here. Okay. I have all of my pencil marks on this side. So I'm going to write my name on the back really quickly just in case something weird happens to my skull and it goes missing. I'm going to flip it over so that my name and my sketchy marks are on the back. On this side of my skull, I'm going to create my designs. So you can be inspired by traditional sugar skull designs from Mexico, or you can make your own kind of design. What I would like you to do before you make all of your lovely designs is to give your skull some teeth. I'm going to show you the easy way to make teeth. So I've got a black crayon. I'm going to draw a line across. Nice and dark so it shows up. I'm going to draw a line down the middle. And then on either side, I'm going to construct, oops, I pushed down way too hard there. I'm going to construct other lines, so it's mostly symmetrical. And you can give your skeleton missing teeth, that's fine. I'm going to cap these teeth off by making little arcs. They don't have to be even. This is where the tooth goes into the jaw or into the upper part of the skull. You can give it pointy teeth. You can give your skull missing teeth. You can make some of them gold teeth if you want to. Okay, so I've got some teeth. And now you can begin designing your skull. So you can make it have whatever designs you want. It can be inspired by traditional Day of the Dead designs, or it doesn't have to be.